Hello, truth seekers. This is your Conspiracy Laws host, JB. Welcome to episode 9. Today, we're going to blow the lid off of the purse industry's threats, bribes, and buyouts of major designers and retailers to keep women without pockets. Yeah, it was pretty shocking for me when I uncovered this. It's disgusting what goes on out there. Before we get into the facts of this conspiracy, it's important to have a little history lesson. So, first of all, we haven't always had to schlep around keys and wallets and phones. Uh, that's a relatively recent development. In fact, the average person had less than 10 possessions total just 300 years ago. It was Yeah, they maybe had their light and like a pair of pants and a pocket watch and a monocle and like maybe a top hat. That is all that they'd have. Like that was all of their possessions. But a lot has changed over the years. Not, but so they didn't have any possessions, so there was no need for pockets. You, what would you put in them? There was nothing. But as we've accumulated more stuff, berries, acorns back in the day, rocks, as people started to accumulate more things, pockets became necessary. And like today, men can put wallets, keys, and in their phones in their pockets and be all set. Um, Anyway, pockets became necessary, um, but for some reason they only ended up on the clothing, mainly pants of men. Um, why is that? It's because carrying around things was considered unladylike. Women were expected to have their hands free, to be unencumbered, to be ladylike. Um, And so, in the evolution of pockets on women's clothing, the next step was the women got their pockets, uh, but they were just decorative. And even today, there are tons of clothes with decorative pockets on it. I and women have learned to live with this. It's a depressing fact, but they live with it. But uh, Me as a man, if I find a piece of clothing, like I've had sports coats where there's a decorative pocket, like that you can't put anything in, and it just angered me to no end. Um, I can't imagine what it must be like for you women out there. It can't be fun. Um, One of the problems with this pocket thing is that it has left women susceptible to having their purses stolen. Um, Having their money and everything stolen. Men have their wallets in their pocket. It's hard for someone to reach in there and take it. By the way, keep your wallet in your front pocket, not in your back. It's so much harder to steal from the front pocket. But women have had purses. That's what, if they had to carry something, they've got their clutch. It's definitely not the ideal. And robbermen, women are already susceptible to robbery because they're generally smaller than men, and they haven't been socialized to like lift weights and be buff and fight. So women are susceptible to theft, and then they have these purses that anyone could just grab easily. It's it's sad, really. So I I learned all about this history of pockets on women's clothing from 99% Invisible series Articles of Interest. It's episode 3 if you feel like checking it out. I strongly recommend it. It's a great podcast and great episode. It really opened my eyes. Um, Women clearly need pockets on their clothes. It would make things so much more convenient. There's no reason why they shouldn't have them. So it got me thinking about like what's the real answer? What's really going on here? Why aren't there any pockets there? And when there are, why are the pockets so small? Like you can fit like a hairpin in there barely. Like it's ridiculous. Um, so to get to the bottom of that, I followed the money trail. Who stands to benefit the most from women not having pockets? Well, let's say you can put your keys, your wallet, and your phone in your pocket. You're not going to need a purse. Yeah, that's right, a purse. And if you don't need a, oh gee, I, okay, sorry about that. Can't really go into detail about it right now, but had had to leave where I was. um, you're not always safe when you're getting the truth out there. A lot of people don't like the facts. Anyway, we were talking about who stands to benefit from women not having pockets, and it's the purse industry, the handbag and purse industry, which I will call big purse. Um, right now, big purse is worth more than $30 billion a year. To put that in some perspective, that's the size of 1,500 football fields. Uh, yeah, it it doesn't compare. Um, so right now, as with just about every industry in the world, a few major players are taking over through mergers and acquisitions. This is happening everywhere across the board. Look at any business journal, magazine, periodical. Um, like I think we are safe right here. I don't know if you're picking up the sirens, but I just ran off. I don't know. I keep hearing helicopters. I don't think they can find me here, but I'm gonna just try to push through. I'm sorry if we can't get through this. But anyway, back to the purses. The only threat to the big three's market share, the big three purse companies, mega companies, is pockets. Um, and so I have talked to some top designers. I've received top secret reports from them saying that they've attempted to incorporate pockets. They've heard what women want, and they've tried to put pockets in women's clothing, and they are receiving serious threats from the top purse mega companies. Now, these mega companies aren't going to be able to push around the Walmarts, the Targets, and other large clothing retailers. It just doesn't work that way when you're big. You kind of are in control. And the biggest retailers are bigger than the biggest purse makers. Anyway, so Big Purse is paying off large retailers uh, in to get their cooperation in selling women's clothes without pockets. And you can see this in action anywhere you go. Just walk through a Target, and you'll notice that you can't find any pockets. Like I like to walk through the lingerie and kind of like look at the bras. They're there, and I mean anywhere in that area you don't see pockets. So it's sad. It's upsetting to see women like having to like if they don't go with a purse, then well, first of all, you gotta remember to take your purse with you wherever you go. Otherwise, you lose it. People are trying to steal it, like I mentioned earlier. And if you just carry your stuff, it's a pain. You're gonna drop stuff, and women should have pockets. They should be able to move more freely. It should be easier to get around. It's sad what our society does, the gender roles. So, kind of building on that, what can we do? What can we do to get pockets on women's clothes? first step is to support makers of clothes with pockets. And I'm talking about usable pockets with space, ones that can fit your wallet, fit your phone. Um, Another is refuse to use purses. Show them that their terrible deeds are not helping them make money. Let's hit them in where it counts in the pocketbook. Lastly, you can call your local congressperson, and let them know that you demand pockets. Be serious and firm. Let them know that you will not live with this. Tell them to look into Big Purse. Point them to this video. It should open their eyes and cause them to take action against Big Purse. I'm gonna end it at that. No, I think I have to get going again. It's a fun life bringing the truth to you, but it's what I live for. If you have any questions or ideas, please comment below. Please support the truth by subscribing to the Conspiracy Laws channel and sharing the truth with your friends. We'll be back on Thursday with an episode about how the Democratic National Committee has their candidate for 2020 and is trying to squash debate among liberals. In the meantime, think about what we uncovered today. We awake the world tomorrow.